Hi there, welcome to another week of a grid design every week. My name is Cindy Seitz-Krug, and this week I'm going to show you one that I think I just made it up. I don't know, maybe somebody else has made it up before me, but I call it the flip-flop Baptist fan, and it's based on the Baptist fan design. So come on over and I'll show you how to do it. All right. I'm using one of Margaret Solomon Gunn's panels again for practicing on, and I did want to show you that I'm going to use this kind of lime green silk in the top, and I like to match my bobbin thread with my top thread, and that way even if my tension adjustment is perfect or nearly perfect, if any of my bobbin thread pops through to the top, it won't show because it's going to match the top thread. So let me get that in the bobbin. I do like to show you some little tricks of the trade while I do these tutorials. So that's just one that I always do. I always match my bobbin thread to my top thread because we can say perfect bobbin tension, but in reality I don't think there's any such thing as perfect bobbin tension. So we just get it as close as we can, and having matching bobbin thread is going to help you. Alright, so the Baptist fan is an old traditional design with parallel arches. So I'm going to use this 1-inch horizontal vertical grid. I'm going to start in a corner, and we're going to do 5 parallel lines. So, let's see, is that okay there? Alright. So this one, we're just going to do our first arch, travel over, do another one. And I can already tell my arches are a little bit bigger than they need to be. So on the next blocks after this, they're going to be smaller. Let me get that out of the way. Alright, so that was 2 lines, 3, 4, and see, I'm just coming up to that top line. I don't need to go all the way over here, although it doesn't matter if I do. I just have to travel back, and then our 5th line is right there. Now when we go into the next block, I'm going to change the arch of that line. So see, this one came a curve this way, the other one's going to go the opposite way. So I'll start my 5 parallel lines. Like I said, that first block was kind of my warm-up block. Theoretically, our 4th line should be closer to that grid line. Like that. That's pretty good. Travel over here, do our 5th line, stop, and remember now I had a curved line that way. I'm going to change it and do the opposite on this next block. So counting 1, 2, 3, 4 should be about in the corner. And our 5th line out here. And then change direction. Like that. 1, 2, 3, 4 roughly in the corner there. And 5 here. Okay, so you can tell now my first block was really messed up. If that was on a real quilt, I would tear that out and do it over. That was my warm-up block, and it wasn't good. 1, 2, 3. Oh, too close to that pin. 4. And 5. Now we need to travel up to our next horizontal row. And go 1, 2, 3, 4 in the corner, and 5. Change that direction. 1, 2, 3, 4 in the corner, 5. Now you're going to see what's going to happen. You're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Travel over here to 5. So all you got to do is count to 5. And your little flip-flop Baptist fans will come out right every time. And it's going to create a secondary design. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I want to point something out here. Whenever you're doing something like this, these little areas where you pivot and go straight down, you want them to be right angles. You don't want this to be sloppy. Like this one here is kind of sloppy. It's a little too curved. Theoretically, I should have gone straight down to that line, pivoted 90 degrees, stitched over, pivoted, and turned. When they're curved like that, they don't look as good. So whenever we're doing something like this or the basket weave, which I'll show you in a future week, you want to make sure those stops and pivots are 90 degrees. Then your design looks a lot better. And I do talk about that in my book, about keeping those pivots nice and sharp, and that makes your design successful. So every time you get to 5, remember you change directions. 4, 5. I'll just keep sewing. Hopefully you guys don't mind watching me for a few minutes, and we'll get this done so that you can really get the full idea of how this design looks when it's stitched out. It's really pretty. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, if you just remember 4 needs to go all the way from corner to corner, then your 5th one will be just right to form this little hourglass shape in the center of our Baptist fans. we will stop here and I'll just show you what that looks like. So hopefully you can see that all right in the light. That's what I'm calling the flip-flop Baptist fan. Get rid of those threads and I'll flip it over so you can see. Alright, there it is. So you can see that really turned out neat. Again, this looks like a modern quilt design to me. I can just visualize that in a modern quilt. So it's pretty interesting, and once you get the hang of it, it's really easy to do. Just count to 5, try to keep your lines parallel. You can see on the back some of mine are kind of boogered up, especially this first one I did. I mean, that's bad. Like I said, if it was a real quilt, I would probably take that out and do it over. My lines aren't perfect, but I'm doing the best I can, and it looks pretty in the end. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed that design. All right, so that was fun. I hope you liked it. And remember, if you want more information on my book or my teaching DVDs, check out my website, quintessentialquilting.com. And don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel so that you don't miss any of my grid design every week tutorials. Thanks. We'll see you next time.